Tonight on BashBots, it's the Wildcard Rumbles. With the qualifying round complete, 24 desperate robots step into the box in an attempt to keep their championship dreams alive. Legends and rookies alike, 8 rumbles of 3 will see 16 robots head home and 8 robots slip through into the bracket. No more second chances and no room for error. This is BashBots, the Wildcard Rumbles.
Everybody, and welcome back to BashBots. I'm your host, Dominus Ignis, and tonight it is the Wildcard Rumbles. After 24 grueling fights, the bracket is almost set and there are still 8 spots available. Tonight, the 24 losing robots of the qualifying round will battle it out in 8 freeway rumbles for those spots and a chance at raising this trophy, the Giant Wrench. Taking a look at the fight card for tonight, kicking off the night will be a rumble between 3 Garry's Wars legends, as 3 of the longest standing members of the community battle it out for a spot in the next round. After that, it's a rumble between Fatboy Tin, Slapshot and Monochrome, all coming off losses to tough opponents. The third fight of the night will see Farwave look to take revenge for its qualifying round loss against Stripes and Nuclear Launch. In the final fight of the night, Wave Ripper, Hondatron and Agronaut will all be looking for their first BashBots victory. We're going to get things going with our first rumble of the night as iRod, ETA and R4 step into the Bash Box. Let's catch up with the teams after their qualifying round losses. iRod faced off against Thunderwave in the qualifiers. The fight nearly went the full 3 minutes, with Yugitom's machine sustaining heavy damage that he will hope to have repaired for his fight tonight. ETA faced off against Blazo Discus, and after not managing a single flip on the vertical spinner, Mr. Kinch was left wondering what went wrong. Cos and his machine R4 faced off against returning 4th place finisher Tenderlove. After an intricate control battle, R4 was eventually pushed into the pit. Let's send it down to the Dan Beaver to break down the fight.
We've talked about veterans a lot here on BashBots, or at least I have, but nothing comes close to the amount of history behind this rumble. You want veterans? We've got 2 of the original creators of Garry's Wars itself here. There's nothing more veteran than that. Joining only a couple of months after the creation of Garry Wars, Yugitom, being represented with iRod here today, was knocked down to the Redemption Rumbles by Thunderwave. ETA, here after losing to Blazo Discus, is the oldest robot in the competition, this exact build dating back to 2014. Lastly, R4 has an original design that dates back to 2009. With all 3 depending on wedges to flip or lift, this is a battle that is solved solely by driving. You may have heard of the Golden Oldies, but today, one of them is about to go platinum.
In the blue square, from England, it's an old codger it is, it's R4!
Someone who's going to be making their competition debut here. R4 is making its entrance to the scene. Let's hope for no piracy of any Nintendo DS games here. Well, certainly they were robbed, as you were, of their win against one of the top seeds, Tenderlove, pitted with just 6 seconds left on the clock. They'll be hoping to do better here.
In the red square, from England, it's an older codger it is, it's iRod!
And out comes iRod for this first Wildcard Rumble. We saw it already in the qualifying round. It didn't exactly have the best time ever against Thunderwave, as you can see. A tyre went off there. A bit more damage followed as well. And it recover here.
In the green square, from England, it's the oldest codger it is, it's ETA!
And completing this one is ETA. Lost to Blazo Discus in its attempt to get through. It is an old boy though, we'll be hoping experience can help it shine through here.
I know Moldy and Cos very well. They are no match for me. ETA cannot even flip a noodle. R4 is very bad flipper. However, I like Cos more than Moldy. So, I will help R4 to throw ETA in the pit.
My strat for this one is bully Moldy. I want to actually just trash him before my bot inevitably breaks down. Going by the last fight, that didn't last very long, but I've got a better wedge, so I'm gonna go full aggression.
There's only one enemy in this fight, and it's Cos's machine. To get to the side of the machine, flip, straight in, straight out.
So here we go with our first Wildcard Rumble. If any of these machines is immobile, they will be counted out and they will be ruled out for good. So let's see who makes it to the final buzzer.
Wildcard Rumble time is here, and some very interesting weaponry and machines on show to get a place back into the competition. Who can take advantage, I wonder?
Yes, I don't think we're going to be seeing any knockouts unless there's an out of the arena flip, but early progress from ETA to show they're capable. They certainly are.
Yeah, very impressive stuff from our purple and black flipper. iRod hasn't exactly got that ladder into play yet, as ETA gets pushed back. Oh, and it's on top now of both of its opponents. R4 is trying for these little delicate flickovers. ETA is being wedged about.
About as effective as the R4 flashcards.
This is a very interesting period of action at the moment. ETA can't get on the floor, but nobody else is really doing anything to actually gain proper points.
I mean, what do you mean? iRod's taking him on the roller coaster of death. It's truly threatening that wedging attack.
Yes, I do apologise. It truly is one of the most damaging weapons in BashBots this season.
The ladder seems to flop over and break, but
Oh my cones have come off!
the roller coaster is still functional. Enjoy it!
Whoa!
We do a barrel roll through the air there on our floor.
Yeah, I'd more describe that one as a roller coaster more than a iRod itself. But you know, I won't discredit it too much as the pit button is enabled, and there is another good flip from ETA.
Yes, as we see a good attack from ETA, it is a good time to remind everyone that one robot will be escaping from this wildcard rumble and the other two will be suitably going home. I think I'd be ready to cash in my chips at this point if I was a betting man, but we'll see if we can spring a surprise here, especially if they start to team up.
I was about to say, this fight has all the potential to have a bit of pit dramatics going on as far as I'm concerned. ETA stuck again, but the only one really using its weapon, R4, is in trouble. And iRod is just continuing this pushing, but not really punishing consistency.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to get a count out here on R4. It's run out of games to emulate. But iRod is actually doing great here with a little push.
No! Oh no! Surely not!
There are no brakes on the roller coaster.
Oh my god, it actually self-rated!
No, of course, one time.
It didn't do it once in practice.
And now it's in absolute control here, though it did get R4 back into the contest with just seconds to tick.
What controversially wasn't counted out, and it suddenly gets a giant attack here.
Oh!
That's put them right back on the rails. The roller coaster's fallen off the track.
That was really fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Some interesting one.
take a look at the early proceedings, iRod was certainly persistent with their pushing attacks. It was nothing noteworthy in comparison to ETA's giant flips across the arena, but credit to them for a consistent performance. They managed to get ET over and forced it to self-right into the pit. That was a full throttle flip, but then R4, we thought they'd been counted out, but then they suddenly got a late stranding KO. It does go to the judges though.
The judges' results are in! The winner by unanimous decision is iRod!
And winning by judges' decision, iRod becomes the first wildcard to secure their spot in the round of 32, and we say goodbye to ETA and R4. It's time for the second fight of the night. Fatboy Tin, Slapshot and Monochrome will battle it out. In the qualifying round, Fatboy Tin was matched up against the heavily armoured flipper bot Dynamite. After experiencing weapon motor troubles for a large chunk of the match, Tibbles says he has finally got the weapon dialed in for this fight. Slapshot faced off against the Chinese vertical spinner Type 29. While managing to do little to the spinner, Slapshot showed excellent durability which could come in handy for taking on Fatboy Tin and the final robot in the fight, Monochrome. After sustaining brutal damage in the qualifiers and catching fire courtesy of Tranquilizer, Golden had a massive repair job to do but says the robot should be working for this fight.
In the red square, from the USA, with fewer colors than Cosmo, it's Monochrome! In the blue square, from England, it works great on ice and snow. In arenas, though, it's Slapshot! In the green square, from England, it's an average overhead pretending to have a personality, it's Fatboy Tin!
My strategy is simple. Spin up, beat up the wedge, hope I don't die. The end.
My strategy for this is just to let the two spinners kind of take each other out, and then I'm just going to go and just try and flip one of them out. I'm really scared of Mono, and I'm really scared of Fatboy Tin because both of them can hit my wheels. I just gotta stay back, let them kill each other and do the eruption strategy, and win.
Well, here it is. Been in a situation last time, I've come out alright, I think, last time. It's going to be a good fight, a little bit more harder opponents this time, no offense to Hospice and Sickle. Yeah, Snapshot is I'm very nervous about Snapshot, very nervous about the other robot as well, which I've forgotten the name, but I've been in a panic all day. We're trying to fix Fatboy Tin. Once again, like last time, loads of coffee, no sleep.
Well, Monochrome here, thinking it's punishment time here in this killing game. Slapshot looking for its first flip of the tournament. And Fatboy Tin, the true hero of the event, looking to save the world here.
Well, three very interesting designs on show here, which will prove the most effective as Slapshot again opts to be timid, as it promised us it would, but it's immediately being punished as one of its back wheels goes a-flying.
Seems to be moving about okay, but meanwhile we're seeing damage between Monochrome and Fatboy Tin, the two bar spinners, as it tries to tumble back onto its wheels.
Yes, interesting method of self-righting, but it did actually end up doing the job as we finally see Slapshot get into the action a bit more.
Yeah, I think they've satisfied their first flip criteria. Well, they definitely have now, and that's going to combo nearly. Oh! The wheel of Monochrome goes away. Fatboy Tin doing damage. Sorry, did I imagine that one?
Well, this has been an interesting start to this rumble. Each machine has had an attack or two, and suddenly Slapshot's being a very boisterous little boy out there. Another good flip on Monochrome, and now trying to get in on Fatboy Tin.
Oh,
whoa,
flip
both
from
of
Slapshot. This is fantastic stuff from them, and they've got the out of the arena shot. On Monochrome, it is punishment time for our monochromatic machine, and it comes down to Slapshot and Fatboy Tin.
Well, Slapshot suddenly got a little bit of coffee in the veins and a very little lively boy out there now. It versus Fatboy Tin for the win. Who can get it? Pit button is available. Oh, big exchange there. And another. Slapshot holding up okay. Can it take advantage with another attack of its own though?
Boy Tin has of course lost his head once again. We're currently down to just Fat and Tin. The boy is gone, but the Fat and the Tin remain. But Slapshot pretty much in one piece since they lost that wheel and maybe that little bit of armour there. They've held it relatively okay as we go into the final minute.
Yeah, well, visually, Slapshot did look a very clever little machine, and finally we've seen a bit of its potential here, though it will have to stand up for the remaining time period. Is Fatboy Tin capable of something explosive?
Drifting around like nobody's business, but now they're getting launched towards the corner. That is the same one where Monochrome was ejected earlier. Remember, although Slapshot not a very damaging weapon as a flipper, it is going to earn those crucial points for damage by getting the KO on Monochrome, so that will matter if it comes down to a judge's decision. And it's looking like we might be heading that way, you know?
Yeah, Fatboy Tin is very, very pensive for a machine that really needs something quite strong in the remaining 10 seconds.
Yeah, the opening 2.5 minutes, maybe.
Well, there we go.
That's going to be it then. It will go to the judges.
I don't think I did enough there.
I don't know.
I'll be honest, I think I won that.
Yeah, you won that.
So let's see what we've got to analyse here. Of course, any damage that Fatboy Tin did to Monochrome will count. But then, as we later saw, it was Slapshot who's going to earn the main bounty off of Monochrome, flipping it out of the arena, even doing that wheel damage in the process. That's going to be big points for Slapshot. Now, as we saw, Fatboy Tin probably landed more attacks on Slapshot than the other way around, but who had the most effective attacks, I wonder?
The results from the judges are in. The winner is Slapshot!
Taking the judge's decision, Mr. BK and Slapshot secure their spot in the round of 32. It's time for fight number 3 of the night as Firewave, Stripes and Nuclear Launch battle it out for a wildcard spot. Let's catch up with the teams. After a shock loss in the qualifying round to Ace 5 and little damage to repair, Mystic has spent time fine-tuning his new design ahead of its rumble. Sag 7 and Stripes faced off against a flipper bot Mars in the qualifiers and was flipped out of the arena. He will be hoping to redeem himself in his rookie season of BashBots. After entering its qualifying round fight without a working weapon, Goober and Nuclear Launch have spent time figuring out what went wrong after their loss to Atlas. Goober reports that the flipper is in working condition now, so we will have to wait and see what the robot is capable of.
In the red square, from France! Even though it's a new machine, its builder will never, ever, ever build something that's not Firewave! In the blue square, from the USA, with 0000 as its activation code, we're all screwed if it goes off, it's Nuclear Launch! In the green square, from England, finished and entered at 3 in the morning, it's Stripes!
So, I'm stuck in a rumble with 2 flippers, so they're probably gonna double team me and try to get me out of the arena or get me upside down. Thankfully, my stream hack is actually reliable this time, so flipping over won't be enough for them. They're probably gonna have to just get me out. So I'll probably just have to camp at the center and hope I can get up to speed and kill them, pretty much.
My strategy for this rumble is to try and eliminate Firewave as soon as possible. The horizontal spinner scares me. Once Firewave gets immobilized, it just becomes a competition to who has a better flipper, and I plan to win that.
My main strategy will be, I'll try and avoid the 2 of the robots' front wedges. Like, each of them probably have a better wedge than me, so I'll try and avoid that. Try and get in and around. So I'll try and be a control robot, but let's see how it is.
So none of these machines have appeared in the series so far, but Firewave by far the most experienced and threatening machine here. But will the flippers team up on it, I wonder?
Wildcard Rumble, but this has all the potential to be a really good fight. The devilish spinner, the two flippers. How is it going to play out, I wonder?
Oh, very badly for Nuclear Launch if they
Nuclear Launch has lost a tyre!
Yeah, just clipping the arena spike. It made them impossible to dodge that hit from Firewave, and suddenly all my fears of the flippers teaming up have been immediately put to bed because one of them is basically out of the running here.
Oh dear, Stripes knocked itself over there via the screws after a cheeky little flip over itself. Nuclear Launch is still oh, okay. Right, we're still trying to be a factor. It certainly can't be now. Now it's just a doorstop in the middle of the arena. So, down to 2 it will be, unless somehow Nuclear Launch regains mobility in 3, 2, 1. No, not
certainly
quite.
wasn't
So
thinking
1v1.
So. No!
Oh!
Suddenly running out of robots to put in this arena with Firewave, as it just blows Stripes to bits. But somehow the wheels are the only things that haven't been hit, so it's trundling on, but it is haphazard to say the least.
One more?
Well, Firewave has certainly shown us every single stripe of Stripes out there with those couple of hits. And there's another one to the rear this time. Is Stripes still alive here? Oh!
Certainly not after that one. They had more weight on the back than they did the front, so they could move anyway, but now they've just been utterly blown to bits. Possibly for good reason that this is the first time we saw Firewave in this season, eh? Certainly we are not going to see what happened to them against Ace 5 again. Firewave just came into this Wildcard Rumble with a vengeance. Nuclear Launch was dealt with in about 20 seconds. See you next season, guys. And then Stripes was punished for lasting longer as they took even more damage and have basically left this competition with nothing to take home. Well done, Firewave.
And winning by complete destruction, Firewave moves on to the round of 32. Before the final fight of the night, we're going to show you how 4 more teams made it into the round of 32. First up, Cyberstorm, Silencer and GoldenEye Reloaded stepped into the box. The fight started with hard hits from all 3 robots, but it was the Flipper that got the first knockout, flipping Silencer out of the arena.
Oh, he's flipped him out of the arena!
At the end of the 3 minutes, Cyberstorm ran out of gas in the Flipper and was stranded upside down. But fortunately, there wasn't enough time remaining for a countout and they won the judges' decision.
This is going to the judges.
After that, Sucker Punch, Manticore and Sea Devil all took their shot at making it into the next round. After an apprehensive start to the fight, it took a full 18 seconds before first contact.
They look too scared to attack each other.
The fight went the full 3 minutes in a very clumsy fashion with no robot really managing to do anything, and Sucker Punch took the judge's decision. The third fight saw Waluigi Time Machine, vertically unchallenged, and Tankoff face off in the arena. Waluigi started out as the aggressor, flipping over Tankoff. It then turned to face vertically unchallenged and took a chunk off the front, before a massive collision flipped both robots over.
What a massive hit!
With neither being able to self-right, Tankoff won by knockout.
Tankoff is going to take this fight.
The final fight matched Jade, Orca and Navigator against each other. Orca came out as the most effective at the start of the fight, ripping a wheel off Jade. But radio transmission issues saw them drive off in random directions during the course of the battle.
Orca here looks to be having drive problems.
The fight went the distance and Jade won the decision. It's time for the final fight of the night. Wave Ripper, Hondatron and Agronaut will battle it out for that final wildcard spot in the tournament. In the qualifying round, Wave Ripper faced off against Glacier. Coming in with high expectations, it was a disappointment for Builder Jolyu as he was flipped out of the arena. Hondatron was matched up against Sparks and the fight went pretty much as expected from the Season 1 champion, dismantling the still winless Hondatron throughout the fight. Agronaut caught catch-free in the qualifiers in a very close fight, coming up short on the judge's decision. Let's send it down to the Dan Beaver to break down the fight.
So, I don't know about you lot, but I'm always a sucker for breaking a few records here on BashBots. Positive or negative, there's always something about the allure of making history, but I reckon there isn't much more negative than the worst win-loss ratio in BashBots history. But we could be seeing that very thing tonight. Aegis and Hondatron, coming off a brutal loss against Sparks in the qualifying rounds, currently sits on an 0-5 record, and is currently the only robot capable of going 0-6 in BashBots history. I think it goes without saying that a win is all but needed tonight. The competition is fierce too, with Jolu's Wave Ripper coming off a loss to Glacier by a lovely little out of the arena flip, and Agronaut, King Orc's first robot to make it into the BashBots main series, and coming off an extremely close judge's decision to catch in the round prior. All three of these robots are desperate to prove themselves, but redemption will only come for one of them today. Which would it be? Well, let's take a look.
In the red square, from England, it appeared as a concept car in a now-defunct trade show. It's Hondatron!
Well, another Rumble will take place now, and for Hondatron, it will be hoping to win, because if it doesn't, it will be going 0-6 for its overall record. Here's one of its many losses, unfortunately.
In the blue square, from England, if only cargo trucks were this fast and effective in real life, it's Wave Ripper!
Meanwhile, Wave Ripper will be out here trying to get its first win in BashBots as a competitor, but of course, this is still an experienced robot from outside the BashBots scene, and we've seen the builder collect many, many wins with his collection of race cars, GT1 and GT Nihon.
In the green square, from England, with a smouldering fury vastly underpinned by its construction, it's Agronaut!
And completing this fight, Agronaut. Last season, Dreadnought was the failed to qualify entry from this team. They are on the verge of that happening again here, but can this little machine pull off a good little win?
My strategy is to try and get the weak one out. Try not to get too caught up in the spinners, because I really don't like spinners. I know what I'm up against. I'm going to try and do the same strategy as I tried to do against Sparks. Just try and angle my attack carefully.
Consider it my duty in this fight to make sure that Hondatron goes 0-6. Mean as it is, I'm going to make it happen. It's going to happen. I'm going to show him how you really make a car-themed robot. I mean, where's the headlights on that? No, nowhere to be seen. I am the one that makes the good car robots, and I will prove it.
Right, so strategy for this fight is going to be difficult. There's two of them. Rumble seems to be my best friend in BashBots. I'm concerned about both robots. Hondatron is a pretty nifty flipper. Wave Ripper looked very terrifying. Got quite unlucky. I think, honestly, I'm going to try and do bits of damage to both of them. Not going to panic this time, hopefully, because I did that last fight and that cost me.
So this match comes down to one question. Do you want to see Hondatron fall to an 0-6 record, or do you want to see them pick up their first lifetime win? Well, it's got a 33% chance at least.
Our final Wildcard Rumble, and Hondatron's final time to avoid this very worrying overall lifetime record. Can it pull something out of the bag here against Wave Ripper and Agronaut?
Oh well, the arena's coming in for a helping hand there on Wave Ripper. They didn't see that one coming. That's not one of the corners where Hondatron would be able to flip it out, but that corner is, if they can get something surprising on Agronaut. Again, just about the only way that they can get damage points in this match is to flip one of the robots out of the arena, otherwise it's going to be split between Wave Ripper and Agronaut as they start to get those big hits in already.
Oh! There goes a part of Agronaut, and a big part of it too. And that is the real big moment of decision so far in this match. Good little flip from Hondatron, and there goes the Shremek of Wave Ripper. vital potentially there as Hondatron tries to follow in itself but goes flying.
I might be taking it back. Maybe Hondatron does get points for throwing Agronaut Spinner right into Wave Ripper's Streamek. That is critical. Can they get the flip on Wave Ripper though? Certainly we've got the experience of victory in years past from Wave Ripper. They're not going to be too shaken up yet, but they are getting thrown.
Everything is starting to stack up here for Hondatron. It's all in its favour. Its two opponents have lost vital components to them, but now it's up to it if it wants to push through for victory here, as the pit button is now available to it too.
Yes, remember Wave Ripper said it was their duty to make sure Hondatron went 0-6. I didn't believe it when they went backside first right onto the flipper with no Streamek, but it did work out for them somehow.
Yeah, and they're certainly playing it a bit more timid now. It's in the background. Agronaut is desperately trying to get back in its wheels, but it is suspended in one of the most incredible positions. 1 minute to play and 4 seconds for Agronaut's own countdown. And no, Hondatron, the ghosts of past have come back here to haunt it. Off goes the flipper in one fell swoop from Wave Ripper.
Ah, the builder will be devastated, but he's still trying his best as Wave Ripper goes over. And Hondatron with no flipper, seemingly no hope. They've attained the double knockout on their pair of opponents, and they have got their first tournament win.
Yeet! Woohoo! F yes!
That is absolutely remarkable.
You can't make this up. There'll be comments on social media saying we scripted it. But look at this. That was the first bit of critical damage on Agronaut. It was the hit of Wave Ripper that made it possible for Agronaut to be stranded on that back end and do the thing, as we say in Robot Combat. That was when the flipper came off Hondatron, but it almost seemed to help because the catch point just threw Wave Ripper right over.
And winning by a shock knockout and taking their first victory in 3 seasons, Hondatron moves on to the round of 32. It's a huge disappointment for Wave Ripper and Agronaut as they will both be heading home. Tonight, our final 8 robots made it into the bracket as the tournament's wildcards. The field of 32 is now set for the single elimination stage of the tournament. Join us next episode when the bracket will be revealed and the quest for the giant wrench will continue. From all of us here at BashBots, we thank you so much for watching and we hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, good night.
Next time on BashBots. The round of 32 begins. The bracket is revealed.
Let's take a look at the seeds.
No second chances and no room for error. And a wrench is about to be thrown into the competition. No! It's all coming up next time on BashBots.